Hello, hello.
Hello, Mandela. Hello, good to see you.
Good to see you, too, sister. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. I am recording already, and so we can hopefully have a good, we'll hopefully have a good connection so we can hear the story.
Yeah.
So have you got just a little while just to share some of your story with me today?
Yes, please. I have time to share with you as much as I can.
I realize that we have a difficult connection between Britain and Africa at the moment. So I'm not sure.
Maybe it is mainly because of my area. Because yes, last time I had a Zoom call with Brother Pete in the same position. It was so good, so I expected the same.
Yes. Well, hopefully we'll be able to hear enough, and then it will be good. I have you being recorded on video as well, so I can see you and hear you. And this video will be put.
So happy to hear that.
Lovely. Well, this video will be put onto YouTube, and I will put the audio onto my podcast, which is called Talking Hearts. And it will go onto my blog as well, which is the Holly Tree Tales. And then what we will hope.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
And
I'm so happy.
We will hope that people will be able to come to the fundraiser on Friday, the 13th of August, and they will be able to contribute. But as our interview today and our conversation will be on record, people will be able to continue to give, I would hope. So even if they don't make it to the Friday, then hopefully your story will be there and people will be able to connect in that way with you anyway in the future.
Yeah, it is okay. I'm so happy. Such an opportunity. I had never got such an opportunity in life to be interviewed. Just that this month and last month, a lot of things are happening in my life. They are giving me greater opportunities. They are giving me a greater vision to know that anything is possible and anything can happen anytime. Never to give up for anything. If you didn't go to Clubhouse, I was worried about food for the children.
I can't hear at the moment.
But
at the moment, the communication is not good. So what I need to do is to ask you, please, Mandela, if you could speak very slowly and look into your camera on your phone. I'm just going to do a little introduction, and just because it's cutting out all the time, in case I don't want people to miss anything. So I just want to introduce you briefly so that people know I'm speaking to Mandela Salim Buluma, who is in Uganda, and he runs an orphanage looking after 101 children. And they also help to care for 75 elderly people nearby. And very kindly, two gentlemen have come behind Mandela to help to raise funds to feed the children and to raise funds to purchase land so that the children can be taught to grow their own food, but also so that food can be produced for the orphanage and also buildings created to help to shelter. Is that correct, Mandela?
Yeah, that is correct.
Amazing.
The only mistake is about the elderly. There are 27 elders, ages 75 and above. Yeah.
Oh, I understand. I got the numbers wrong, but it is very impressive and wonderful what you're doing anyway. Now, I'm hoping that we can pick up enough from your end so that you can tell us a little bit about your story. and how you came to be sharing your story on Clubhouse, where I came across you a few days ago when I listened to you speaking on Pete Cohen's stage, which was wonderful. And I did not hear the beginning of your story. So I would love my audience to be able to hear a little bit about you. What is your background story, and how did you come to be doing what you're doing to help all these lovely people in Africa? So I'm going to ask you to look into your camera and speak really slowly so that we can get the communication as much as possible from what you're saying, listening very carefully. So I need you to speak really carefully into your microphone.
Allow me say a good evening. Good evening to you, family. Here talking to you is Mandela Salim Buluma. I run an organization called God in Action Uganda that cares for 101 children. 61 children stay at the orphanage, 40 children from the community. It also runs and goes further into supporting the elderly, where currently we are supporting 27 elders ages 75 and above. We are also launching another project that looks out for the disabled children. You know, these are the children that are always underlooked at in the community, but we want to change that. We want to change the world. We want to make sure that everyone looks at them as people who can do something, people who can change everything around them. So how I came to do this is that back then, when I used to stay with my father, he was a farmer, someone who used to live on produce. You know, here farming in Africa is seasonal, but it came to a point that each time he would produce, or each time he would harvest crops. You know, back then we used to do in the church what they call tithing, giving 10% of what you get. So for him, he wouldn't do that, but he would instead make a meal. He would instead make a meal for these children that are suffering on streets, children that are suffering in the community, children that are abandoned in homes. So he used to make a meal for them. He brings them around. They come together and share a diet. So this continuously, looking at his home as an opportunity in their life. You see, the number that used to be 4 children, they started raising to 10. So they know when he harvests, they expect him to make a meal that would be like 20 children. Time came and children would really stay around. They wouldn't go home because of expecting. You know, when a child expects a diet, it is hard for the child to go home once he expects the next year. So the numbers started increasing. The community started getting involved. The community, they started saying that no, even us, we have, why don't we join in giving these children a meal? So the community, each time they would also have, you see someone carrying 10 kilograms of 10 kilograms of rice, 10 kilograms of conta, to give back to the community, to give back to the children they have been looking at, the children they have been having no support. They came in to start giving them some clothes. So the children started staying within the home, because he reached an extent and said, but really, I studied, but I can no longer tell these children to start coming because they have their hopes on me. They have their hopes on me. They look at more. They look at getting a carpet tomorrow from my compound. So it became a big family. Couldn't manage it. So the community made him realize that no, you can manage, because they people from the community started coming in to bring something. They bring something. So he was assured of at least some food. This happened for a while. The extent that he would also tell me, please, my son, never ever underlook at the person next to you is the person who will help you tomorrow. The person next to you is the person who will come to rescue you when you're in the house alone and you're sick. The person you'll be tomorrow is the person who will come when you have no spoon of food and they will have a spoon to share with you. So he always told me, you don't have to be great, you just have to understand the situation around you. You just have to understand those that are having their shoulders on you. He told me the reason why he named me Mandela is that he was someone who looked at Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, as his role model. So he always told me, I don't want you to be Nelson Mandela, but I want you to be a Mandela that everyone would wish to be. I want you to be a Mandela that the community looks at as someone who is having a voice for them. I want you to be the Mandela that can look at a kid and you know this child is supposed to be this in future. This child is supposed to be a tailor. This child is supposed to be making crafts. This child is capable of being a teacher. This child is capable of farming. So each time he would call me Mandela, it would come back to my mind knowing that he's calling me Mandela, but he wants me to be someone. He wants me to be someone. So before I go to Clubhouse, I met a brother. He's called Hussein, his sister, she's called me Brand. I shared with them about me and about the organization. We were mainly living on food, support for education, support for rent, support for clothes, support for basic needs. Let me sum it up as basic needs. But back in my mind, we have been having a vision. A vision. How are the children going to be tomorrow? How are the children going to be after they have left their home? What do the children know how to do best? And how best are we supporting them? Me being a poor man, they always say that the best thing a poor man can die with is knowledge. I had the knowledge of starting a farm, but the challenge was: do I have the capital? Do I have the land? Where will I even set up the farm? How will I set it up, and who will help me set it up? Yes, it's true. I have the knowledge of farming. I can farm. I know how to farm. I can produce crops. But the question comes that am I helping the children develop the skill? It so happens that school has been down for 2 years, roughly 2 years. But the children, with the small place where we stay, the children are able to show off rabbits. The children are able to show off banana plantations. The children are able to show off flower pots. They show that even if we don't have where to put these flowers, we can put these flowers in pots. We can put these flowers in tins. We can put these flowers in tins and hang them around the veranda. You see? So when I talked to Hussein, he supported me with food, but he asked me, do the children have anything else they can do? I told him, yes, the children have a lot they can do, but I'm limited on that. I can't support them so well. He told me, I'm going to introduce you to an application called Clubhouse. You're going to meet a variety of people. These people are going to welcome your ideas. Share with them. Don't limit yourself. Share whichever thing you have to share with them. So it comes to a night I was in a room with a brother called Vivek and uh, another group of people, Mimi and a lot more people. And Vivek happened to invite a lady. She's called Nikki. Nikki came in to listen to my story. I told them about my story and the challenge that I'm having of food. I was not telling them about the vision. I wasn't telling them about the vision of getting farmland so that the children can be self-sustainable or independent. But when she came in, she told me, no, I want you to meet another person who has a voice. We could support you. We could get you the food tomorrow, but I have another person who can support you best. Because he will say, and the public will listen, and he will have to listen to your vision and everything. So he invites it into the room. The first thing when Brother Pete gets into the room, he asks me, how may we help you? The first time I hear the question, being a poor man, having two thoughts telling me, please tell him the vision, please tell him only about food, please tell him the vision, please tell him only about food. It becomes a challenge to me because they have asked me a question, I have the answer, but I'm limiting myself because I'm doubting whether he will help us get that kind of project. It is a big project. Little did I know that he was only waiting to listen whether we have a vision for the children. So I explained to him, I told him our challenge right now is food. Is the food. I'm worried about food for the children. But behind my head, I have a plan. I have a vision of making the children bigger entrepreneurs, farmers, producers. I want to make them suppliers. I want them to be self-sustainable. I want them to develop the skill, to have a skill that will help them in the future. Well, I want to be relying on saying, please, Mandela, can you get us food? I want them to be in an image that they are over. If we don't farm, if we don't grow corn, if we don't plant bananas, if we don't plant potatoes, if we don't graze hens or we don't rear hens or goats and cows, we shall not know tomorrow. I wanted them to have an image that when I milk this cow, I have a cup in the evening. I have a cup of milk, and when I sell the milk from the cow, I can get school fees, I can get clothes, I can get sauce to eat with my food. When I sell these eggs I've got from the hens, I can buy more seeds to farm. I can buy more seeds to farm. I can pay school fees. As the children are caring for these animals, they are getting a skill for survival. They are getting a skill that will help them live tomorrow. So when I shared this with him, he told me, I've met different people. I've had chats with different people, but your vision and your plan is what I'm going to help you with. I want you to achieve this in a day. I want you to achieve this in 2 weeks. I want to make sure you achieve this and the children's lives change in no time. To me, I looked at it as something that is going to be hard. It was already hard for me. But one morning, the following morning, when he hosted me into a room, I shared my story. I shared my vision. I provided a link where they can put support for food. Within just a couple of hours that we spent onto that room, we raised 274 pounds. So they were telling me that how comes the link you're giving us was a PayPal link? It is going to Leeds in the UK. I told them we used to have a challenge where people want to support, but we can't access the kind of means they want to support through. People wanted to support through PayPal, Cash App, but we didn't have those. So a brother volunteered to open for us a PayPal account, and he promised information that lands onto it, he would be transferring credit. So I shared this. Within the next couple of hours,
I don't know if you can see me, Mandela. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if you can see me. I think you can hear me now. A lot of what you're saying, I'm listening very carefully, but we're missing bits, and we've been missing bits all the way through. So what I'm thinking is that we might do another interview where we just use audio, and we might actually do it on Clubhouse itself. So we have the conversation on Clubhouse, and then I will record that, because this isn't a very good audio, and I'm hoping that we can get it better in another way. I'm going to have to ask you to tell the story again, but what I think we should do now is we should just try and wrap this up now with where we can send people for to the link now, today, or as soon as I put this onto YouTube, and then we'll do another conversation where you tell me the story again, but we'll just do it with audio so that we can get a better quality sound. Does that sound all right to you?
That is very okay.
All right. And
yeah,
then,
it is very okay. It makes me realize how much you really needed the lives of the children to change.
yes, I know you have such a big heart for the children. I'm just so frustrated that the sound isn't better and that our audience won't be able to hear as much as you've been sharing, because we can only get bits of it, and it's such an important story, and it's so precious, and the work you're doing is so special. So I do want to be able to capture as much as possible in a better way. And I'm conscious of the time, and I think we shouldn't let this go on for too long because of the difficult sound. So we want to get a better sound. So you and I will privately make another arrangement for a call on Clubhouse, and then we will record that. Now, I'm not sure whether that's possible to do today, but we will organize that so that we can have a supplementary audio and people can hear more of your story. But what I want to do is get this up onto YouTube as soon as possible. And I'll put it on my blog because we missed a lot of the beginning of your story. I know your father is instrumental in this story and the values that your father has instilled in you, which is so, so special. And the journey to this point, I do want to hear all of the detail. I think it's very, very special. So we'll do that off screen. But if you would like to finish just really slowly speaking into the camera, very carefully, looking into the camera, and just share just a last few words for this video. And then I will get this up onto YouTube as soon as I can. Is that all right?
That is all right. That is all right. I can share something to conclude my story. What I can say is that within these past few days, or these past couple of weeks, because of what Pete Cohen has done for us, and Chris Corners with the big family of Clubhouse, the lives of the children have changed. I can start to see how they are going to live tomorrow. I can start seeing them already owning the farm. I can start seeing them taking part in farming. So I want to say we are holding an event on 13th of August, Friday. This event is going to start at 6 a.m. British Standard Time. I would love to invite you all. Please come listen. Come listen to whatever everyone has to say about leadership. Really, you could be a leader in you, but when you've not had other leaders talking, or you've not heard about how other leaders got to know their leaders and how they go to the topmost of their leadership. So this is the day that is going to change lives. This is the day that a lot of people are counting on. This is the day that you're going to have lessons that we will be paying for elsewhere. Please come join this day. Come join and listen. Your attendance is enough. Your attendance is enough. Please come listen. We have more than 40 speakers who are going to talk that day, because the event is running for 24 hours and 20 minutes each speaker. I would love to conclude by saying we love you all. The children love you, and they are so grateful for each and everything you've been doing. You may join me on my Instagram. You may check out my posts. You may check out each and every update onto my Instagram. It is Mandela004. You may check it out. Check whatever post is there, because at least we keep updates about each and everything taking place here. Thank you very much. My God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mandela. That's wonderful. And if I can just ask, if is the fundraiser going to continue beyond Friday? So if we put a link with this video or audio, is the fundraiser still going to be going on afterwards? After the 13th?
I'm sure it could go on, because we are also mobilizing a few people that can dedicate themselves to support with £20 monthly for to ensure that children are fed every month. This will help us focus on the bigger project without worrying about food for the children, but focus on developing the project more. Our vision is to make sure this project is in place and the children are learning from it as soon as possible. So they don't have to worry about food. They only have to worry about taking part or taking a lead into their project. They have to take a lead.
All right.
Without worrying about it or anything.
It's chopping out now. I hear you. You're not wanting the children to have to worry. We just want them to be able to live and to learn and to play and to learn the skills without having to worry about where their food's coming from. And you will be looking for people to give monthly as well to help feed the children. And this is being done through the Coco's Foundation that Chris Connors heads up. Is that correct?
Yes, please. That is correct.
Right. All right. Well, I think that's enough for now. I do want to speak with you privately so we can arrange the best way for us to get the best audio quality. I think it's important that we're on video so that people can meet you and see your face, see you on screen. Is it possible for you to turn your camera a little bit and show me a little bit of where we are?
Right now, you told me to find a quiet place.
Yes, that is absolutely fine. You're not actually at the orphanage at the moment.
Yes, please. I'm not at the orphanage at the moment.
Righto, that's fine.
I'm where I rent, as in the video.
Yes, that's fine. Let's see you. That's lovely. Thank you so much, Mandela. I will contact you privately after this call, and we'll make our next arrangement to speak on just audio. And I will make
always willing to share about the children.
Wonderful. And I will put the links with this so that others can go and help to contribute. So I'm going to end this call and say thank you so much. You're such an inspiration. And it's such a pleasure to know the work you're doing and to meet you like this. And I will be speaking with you shortly, and we're going to do what we can. Every one person who can help you is one more person. So one at a time, let's see what we can do to help you, to help the children.
That's okay, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mandela. Goodbye for now, and I'll talk with you later.
Welcome.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, please. No problem. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care too. Bye.